Welcome back. Today we have another CS2 vs TF2 video. Today we're going to have various CS2 cases opened up to go up against the summer 2025 cosmetic case from Team Fortress. So the way this works for this versus series is we're going to take the total cost of the cases and keys, and we're going to take the total value of the skins unboxed, and we're going to take a ratioed percentage. Whoever has a higher percentage means it had the higher return on investment. Albeit this is a small sample case because it's going to be 20 CS2 cases and 20 TF2 cases, so it doesn't really say much except that it's a small sample size, but it's still fun to put them up against each other and see how lucky you could get in just 20 cases. That being said, we already opened up our TF2 case. We're moving on to our Dreams and Nightmares CS2 case, a case that I've pretty much started every video opening first. I don't know why. I guess I want to live the dream of opening a gold, but I am stuck in a loop of a nightmare of getting anything but gold. I don't even think I've gotten a red from Dreams and Nightmares before. Purple maybe, but that's about it. Maybe that's going to change today. I don't know, but it's definitely not changing right now as we get another Spirit Board sawed off. That being said, I think the top pulls here are obviously on the TF2 end, or obviously any unusuals that will score a nice hefty return back up to like $30+ depending on what skin we get. And I think that's something that makes it really interesting compared to CS2. So CS2 pretty much they have the two things to look for. Actually, I guess three things. The third one is only when it's applicable. So the first thing is obviously the skin itself, the rarity, and then upon that there's also the float, and then the third one is if it's not a gold, or even if it is a gold, there's the fact that it could be a stat track, right? Those three things really determine the price and value of what you're getting back. TF2 on the other hand, they have the regular item, the strange item, which is like a stat track for CS2, and then certain items such as hats, they'll have the unusual effect, which could be one of many different kinds of effects depending on what series or collection you're opening. And it's kind of like the gold within a gold, right? So you might get a really rare item that's like considered to be a gold or red from CS2 equivalent on the TF2 end. And if you have an unusual effect, that's like an extra bonus. And then from the unusual effect, there's a bunch of different effects that you could potentially get, some of which have way more value. So it's like the game within the game, the gamble within the gamble. That being said, on average, it used to be that CS2 golds were worth plenty more, but a lot of them have taken a dive due to the October update, which came to a surprise to everyone, I'm sure. And as I'm saying that, what better timing? We actually land a red. We got a Legion of Anubis AK-47 just as I was talking about that update. It's like it was meant to be here. But yeah, in case you're not familiar with that update, because you're coming from a TF2 end, or just happen to come across this video and you didn't know what happened, long story short, it used to be that gold items in CS2 were only able to be opened from cases. They changed that up in October of 2025, where you can actually trade red skins, 5 of them specifically, to get a gold item. So that really changed the economy. I think a lot of people were affected, but for the most part, it's actually great for the audience of CS2 because it made a lot of golds more accessible, although it did boost up the price of a lot of worthless red skins, or covert skins as they're called. But I think it averages out because most people were looking for those coveted knives, and now they're on discount. However, the market is starting to recover back to what it once was slowly. But if you think about it, it's actually pretty fast because it's been less than a month and it's already bouncing back. But yeah, that being said, we are looking pretty good on the CS2 end. I think that AK-47 just kind of gave us a huge edge to take the W from TF2 here. Thankfully, that update was actually hugely beneficial to get a red now. Some of the red skins used to be just like $5 or less, just because it was really undesired. But now we're talking about some of them being $50 to $100, depending on what collection it is. So that's fantastic. That being said, we got a tour of duty ticket. That's one of the best things you can get as a bonus item on the TF2 end. So if you're coming from a Counter-Strike end or you're just not familiar with TF2, the way it works, oh my god, we're crushing here. We got a purple Wild 6 here. On the TF2 end, every time you open a case or crate, there's a chance that you can get a bonus item. The bonus item is usually a tool that you can get within the market itself or the store for TF2. Well, we got an oxygen provider. I'm gonna need one of those because I haven't stopped talking for the entire video. But that being said, yeah, it's great because you can get a nifty tool that you might have spent $1 for free if you're opening a case or crate. But they're usually worthless. Every now and then you can also get paint, or exactly what it sounds like. It's a chance to change the color of your skins to something else based on that paint. Okay, so blend and bonnet, very nice pickup. But the reason why I said Torgman Torgman duty ticket is great is because it's worth roughly about $1, maybe like 90, 89 cents, 85 to like 90 cents, depending on the market. And it's great because you get a pretty good return back. You get about half the cost of your key back. So it's a pretty good bonus item to get on the TF2 end. That being said, we're kind of slowing down on the CS2 end, and kind of picked up on the TF2 end, but I still think that AK-47 Legion of Anubis is going to be the deciding factor on whether or not TF2 takes the W or CS2 steals it and seals it. We're coming down to our last few cases. I've never gotten anything good from Danger Zone case, but I think that can change today. And I lied, it did not change. We got Oxide Blaze, minimal wear, can't complain, I guess. I don't know what else to expect here. We're about a little bit over halfway through. We got another Jarhead here for the heavy. Okay, we're gonna move on to the Prisma case. Let's see if we could sneak in something nice. We just passed by, I think that was an Angry Mob, but we got an Off-World Field Tested. Okay, kind of a really bland P90 skin, to be honest. Probably the best P90 skin is probably the Asimov that I can think of. Which they're like 50 plus bucks now, so it's great. Anyone? I think a lot of people like loaded up on Starlight Protectors, or a couple people were lucky enough to load up on them. They were like $1 or $2. They were factory new. They went up to like 50 plus. So some people made absolute crushing from that CS2 update. But we shall see how we do. We got ourselves a nice pink Abyss Diver. We're going in deep now. We are deep in red now, but that might have taken us to the promised land of green. We might be in the profit zone for both TF2 and CS2 now, which doesn't happen. And we got a factory new Poultrygeist. I mean, it's a blue skin, but it's still factory new. It's got to be worth a pretty penny, at least maybe 50 cents to $1 plus. We're getting a Jarhead, but this time it's strange, which in this case maybe boosts up the value by like 5 cents. Still regular blue common, essentially. Let's see if we can open the dream here. Wow, we just got past the Abyss, and we end up getting the Lifted Spirits. I think that the MP7 skin that we just passed by was like Abysmal Apparition, or something like that. Okay, we had a Shady Shelby to start with, but now we got a Strange Shady Shelby, which is worth a little bit extra. Probably about a good 40-50% extra, so we're doing pretty good on both ends. But I honestly think that Legion of Anubis was the difference maker, and we're down to our last CS2, I'm sorry, TF2 case. We unbox Man of the Hour. Actually, not Man of the Hour. Very much disappointing. We're gonna end it with a kilowatt case and see what we can pull out here. We managed to get nothing. It's disaster. Disaster indeed, my man. Alright, it is time for the recap. Okay, recap. We'll do the TF2 side first. The best drop that we got was the Abyss Diver, going deep at $1.30 in terms of return on investment or return on value. Total return for the TF2 end was $8.94. The total cost of the keys and cases, for the summer cosmetics were $53.80, meaning we got a net loss of $44.86. The percentage of what we got back was 16.6%. Now moving on to CS2, the AK-47 Legion of Anubis absolutely crushed it and saved their asses. It was worth about $33.51 in field tested. It used to be just $5.70. Thanks to that October update, it's actually been hugely beneficial for us. That being said, the total return on the CS2 end was $36.14. The total cost of the keys and cases was $79 and a penny, meaning the percentage of what we got back from the CS2 end is about 45%, 45.7% rather. So that AK-47 absolutely crushed it and helped us take the lead. So CS2 takes the W over TF2 today. That being said, make sure to check out my other videos where we have plenty more CS2 versus, as well as CS2 capsule openings, anything else related to CS2. So let me know how I'm doing, leave a comment, let me know if you want to see something else different. Otherwise, thanks for watching and take care. Until next time.